Hey everyone, it's your girl Primpnpropa, aka the Glow Up Coach. Today I really was stressing about giving you guys this news, but I was trying to hold off until like something happened, like until I don't know, but someone told me people like real, and I I didn't know that people like real. So I'm letting you guys in my life. So I just wanted to tell you guys that recently, like about 3 weeks ago, I lost my job. I was fired from my job, without even notice. And it was at a time where I was going through a lot. So for me to lose my job, it was just like another punch in the face. But look at me. It's been 3 weeks and I'm happy. It's only because God. That's like God. It's not that I found another job. It's not that I'm wealthy. I have stacks in the bank. No, that is definitely not the case. But when this is my fear of stepping out on faith, because I wanted to launch my blog. I wanted to do all these things. And when you're so comfortable in a situation, God will move you. I was so comfortable in that situation that I was going to move on my own time, and God had to show me, no, I'm going to shake things up. And he definitely shook my life up. Because the time I got fired, my car had broke down. I didn't have the money to fix my car. I was waiting on my check to fix my car. The following week, the week after I got fired, tuition was due for school. I decided to go back to school, and I had to pay out of pocket. And I got fired right the week before. And I planned on releasing my blog. I was rebranding myself and rebranding my blog, my inspirational blog, to launch on my birthday, which is in September 10th. And I was like, okay, August is the month I'm gonna do the photo shoot. I'm gonna pay for my website to be made up, and then I get fired. So I'm like, whoa. All the plans that I had basically were like, well, how are you gonna do those things? How are you gonna accomplish these things if you don't have income? So being in that office, let me tell y'all. Listen. So I was brought into the office. I was like, I kind of knew I was gonna get fired because my manager came back and she was crying, and I'm like, she was like, come on back, because I work for a doctor, so the doctor actually fired me. And she was like, come on back, and she's crying, and I already knew, okay, I'm about to get fired, because why is she crying? So I went in the back, sat in his office. I'm like, I think I had my legs crossed, and I'm like, yes. He was like, well, a lot has been going on, and I think it's best that we part ways. You haven't been happy. And I'm like, I haven't been happy. And at that time, I'm like, how can you tell me I'm not happy? It doesn't matter if I'm not happy. I need my bills to be paid, honey. But that right then and there, it didn't click. I started crying. I cried because I'm like, God, how am I going to get by? God, you really have to move in my life. I was literally praying in my head like, God, it's time for you to show up in my life, because I surrender it all to you. I'm tired of thinking I have it all figured out, and I don't. And every time I feel like I'm one step closer to doing something or accomplishing something, I get pulled back 10 steps back. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to stop thinking that my life is in my hands. I need to really surrender to God. So that right there was a pivotal moment in my life, and I felt like God really had to do that for me to really put my faith. Like when I tell you I'm walking by faith right now, I am walking by faith. I don't have another job. Like I said, I'm not rich. I don't have stacks in the bank. Everything from here on out will be a God move. And you guys have front row to this God move. And I really wanted to encourage you that if he does it for me, he definitely could do it for you. And I'm saying that he's going to do it for me. Because listen, God gave me that job, not man. Because I remember when I first got that job, let me tell you, I was in between jobs, and I had just recently got saved. And I was like praying to God. I'm like, God, is this my life? Is this like, I'm struggling financially. nothing's moving in my life. I'm like 24, or I think I was 24 or 25. Like, why isn't anything moving in my life? Is there, I started to think I had a curse on me. And I'm laying in bed and I get a text. Mind you, the person I get a text from was a friend I just met at church. And literally she just got my number like a week before, 2 weeks before. We weren't like that close. We just like used to laugh together at church. And I knew she worked for a doctor. And she said, send me your resume. And I'm like, as soon as I read the text, I threw my phone. Because I'm like, at this point, I know I'm not going to get hired. I don't have any experience whatsoever. And at this point, I had already filled out at least 50 job applications and no one called me back. I didn't even get an interview to anywhere. So I was just like really discouraged in my job searching. So when she texted me, I was just like, no, it's not gonna work. I don't wanna feel rejection again. But something on the inside of me, of course, the Holy Spirit said, send the resume. So I took my phone and I sent her the resume. A day later, I got an interview. I got hired on the spot. Mind you, I had no experience. I got really hired off personality. Like that was a God thing. So I felt like God gave me that job because I didn't have to go out and look for it. It's not something I was looking for. And for it to just fall in my lap, she could have gave that job to anyone. I'm pretty sure everybody was asking her, oh, make sure you tell me when your job is hiring. You know, that's a good job. So being that I felt like God gave me that job, for God to allow me to get fired, that's only a God move. And God will use people in your life to make changes. So I don't even want to say I tried. I made up in my mind that I'm not going to hold any grudges against anyone. I'm not going to have any hard feelings. Like, listen, it's a part of God's plan, and I can't get mad at the people he used. That's my point of view about it. So I'm not going to get mad at the doctor. Like, when I tell you, me and this guy was like I'm just thankful for the experience of working there, meeting those people that I met, and building the bonds that I did meet with the people I got along with. So it's just, you know, I'm thankful, and me and him was like click tight, and he really looked out for me. Like, it was times I would pray for things and God would use him to answer my prayers financially. So I'm just like, you know what, this is a God thing. He fired me. He did me a favor because he just pushed me into my destiny. He just forced me to walk by faith, because I was like, I didn't have enough faith to quit my job on my own, and felt like, okay, yeah, I can pursue my entrepreneurship, I can pursue my blogging, I can pursue going back to school if I don't have a steady income. You crazy. I'm not that crazy. You know how when you do a faith thing, it makes you look crazy? That would have made me look real crazy, because everybody, why would you quit your job? I was not ready for that. So for me to get fired and really depend and trust on God, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy at all. But I stay at his feet. It's a must, because I refuse to depend on man again. Not my thing. I just want God to do it. So when he does it for me, I'm definitely gonna come back to you guys and tell you guys how he did it for me. Because if he can do it for me, he definitely can do it for you. And no matter what you're going through, never allow the things that are going wrong in your life to distract you. You have to stay focused. Like, little bumps in the road are gonna come, and it's always to build your character. Like, listen, when I become that millionaire, that multi-millionaire, I'm gonna remember this day when I only had $1 in my bank account. I'm gonna remember those humble days, and I'm never gonna forget that, where I was down on my knees. I had to ask God to provide for me. I'm never gonna forget that. Listen, everything that happens to you is to build character, to make you who you are. God is not gonna give you a blessing without testing you and processing you, so you'll be able to carry it. Because listen, God's blessing is nothing little. It always exceeds your expectation. So you have to be strong enough to carry it. If you haven't gone through anything, how are you going to be strong enough to carry it? You're weak. Listen, and you're going to lose it. His blessing is going to turn into a curse if you're not ready to receive it. So that's my point about it. That's how I keep like my mindset positive. And people probably think like, oh, she probably found another job because she just so upbeat. No, I haven't. I'm not trying to go back to work from anybody. I'm not trying to work a 9 to 5. Let me say that. I'm not trying to work a 9 to 5. I may do a little this here, there, for some money, but I'm not going back to working a 9 to 5. I'm really stepping out on faith and trusting in God that He will do it for me. So we have, I don't know, you guys have front row to this journey of mine. Like, you have front row to Primpnpropa's life. And I'm going to document my life, especially on my blog. So stay tuned for that, because that will be launching September 10th. I don't know how I'm going to have it done, because I don't have the money. So when this blog come through, just know it's going to be a God thing. Because how I want the blog, how I envision the blog to look, I really want it to look up to par, different from any other blog. I wanted to, you know, show who I am. So I wanted to put a lot of work into it. And you know, if you want it to look nice, it costs. Nice things cost money. So, but it's going to get done. I'm going to say September 10th, my blog is launching. I'm speaking it into existence. Don't know how it's going to be done. Today is still, what is it, August 8th? My birthday is September 10th. I have less than a month or a month to figure it out. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. And one thing, one trick I noticed, I don't want to call it one thing, trick, whatever you want to call it. I try not to think too much about my problems. I try not to think about them at all. If a bill is due, it's due next week. God, the bill is due. Make it happen. Because I'm not gonna sit there and think about it. Because if I do, I'm gonna stress myself. And you know, stress I don't wear stress well. You will see it in my face. You will see it in my weight. Okay, it's not for me. I'm too young for that. I look forward to sharing all of this good news with you guys. As soon as it happens, I'll make sure to upload. Like, seriously, you guys are like family. My glow up squad, okay? Oh yeah, that's your new, my glow up squad. Yes. So glow up squad, it was nice. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I don't know. Just tell me what you think, okay? But thank you for watching again. It's Primpnpropa, the glow up coach.